you want a great example of the value of the brand, look no further than the one behind me, Harvard. If you think about it, the most valuable part about their reputation, their prestige, and really the biggest reason why people from around the world are ready to kill and die to get accepted and go up to their earballs in debt to be part of this. Really, the brand is the biggest reason people want to join, biggest reason rich people, rich parents around the world are dreaming of sending their kids there, to the point that it's not about education, it's about the people you get to meet. Well, those people are there for the brand too. So if the brand is such an important part of the value of this institution, then wouldn't it be interesting to see what they did with their brand, how they built it, and how they're protecting it. So right now, as you can probably tell, I am in Boston. I'm having a short trip here, and I thought I'd pop in and make this video. Really wasn't planning it, but here we are. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get back home and I'm gonna research what trademarks they filed, when, how many, and we're gonna have a second part of this video talking about that. But before we even go there, again, I want you to think of this as why the brand is such an important element of their legacy, of their value, and of the reason they are capable of attracting so many people from around the world.
All right, let's do a little search and see what Harvard owns as trademarks in the US. And by the way, the easiest way to get here to this link is tmf.rocks/USPTO. You'll see it. So when you get here, the search that I prefer to do usually is to go to here, to the second option, the structured search. It's probably the easiest one for most people. And from here, you can actually learn the free-form search if you need to. But let's try searching for Harvard University in quotation marks. Let's see what they're going to give us. So, okay. So they gave us 43 records, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just open the first one, and that's not really all we need here, because that is what the interesting part is, right? So that's the name of the registrant, the owner, right? And then we're going to go back and we're going to do the search by the owner. So we can go back, and here we can go back again, just so that you see what I'm doing. All right, so I'm just copy pasting it back here, and then in the field, I'm gonna pick owner name, and then we can run it again, and it will show us that they have 332 trademark applications. Right? We can go through all of them, and we're gonna go through some of them just to give you an idea what they've been trademarking all this time. The USPTO form shows a maximum of 100 trademarks on the page. We're going to start listing actually from 300, because usually they show them backwards, right? So they show the newest at the top and the oldest at the bottom. It's not always the case, but it's usually the case. So let's do that. So let's start list at 300, right? And so these are the, I think, the oldest ones. So Harvard Planner, Harvard University. So let's look at this one, right? So the Harvard University, I'm just going to open it in a new link, most probably just their logo. So I'm just going to open up a few earlier ones, and then we can go through the list again. Yeah, that's so old, it doesn't even tell us. Like, they didn't even have the JPEG for the brand looked like in the trademark application. So it's a word mark, Harvard University. They filed it in October of 1989. They got it registered in 1990. Of course, they filed it based on existing use. Let's go to TSDR, which is a better way, more structured way to look at trademark applications. So let's see. Goods and services, educational services, namely providing instruction and training at the undergraduate, graduate, postgraduate, and professional level. So it's pretty broad, right? And they claim first use as of 1827. So this trademark was last renewed in 2019. So this application was filed, as you see, in March of 1989 and registered in January of 1990. Those were the days when trademarks could get registered so quickly. Not anymore. Now it takes much longer in the US. So let's look at this one. Yeah, that's their logo. I'm going to actually open all of them as TSDRs. Look at the trademark application. So yeah, so this one is just Veritas, right? Like this as a logo. If you go to mark information, it'll show mark literal elements, right? Which is why we always tell people that if you're filing for a combined mark that has an image and some words, the protection here is given to the mark as a whole, and protection to individual elements is very limited. So in this case, protection to the word Veritas is very, very, very limited, unless they filed a separate word mark, trademark, which I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But so let's see, right? So this one they also filed in 1989, September. What about this one? So this is just the word Harvard, also September. If you look at goods and services, yeah, they all go back to 1827, educational services. So a lot of it is mostly just copy pasting. So let's see here, this the first one. I wonder when they started using this logo, right? It's the same idea. You can go to goods and services and you can see that this logo they started using in 1935. This one, more elements in that same trademark. This one they filed in 1989 as well, September 1952. So it took them several more years before they started using this combined one. So, okay, so these two look similar, right? So probably the difference is the goods and services. So this one is educational services. And what about this one? Okay, so now they're starting to go for merch, right? So decals, tote bags, serving trays. And the reason it's in the square brackets is because this one was canceled for this class no longer is protected under this trademark application because they decided not to renew it. So sweatshirts, t-shirts, flying discs. Interesting choice of products they decided to protect under this trademark, right? So they kept filing more and more trademarks. So, and we can go through all this. Let's see if they protected Veritas as a word mark. Not yet. So this is also a logo, and this one they did for binders, loose leaf binders, book covers, so class 16, right? So you can go through all of these same way I did. See what they filed, what they trademarked. So an easier way to get to TSDR is actually click this link if you're just learning how to use the USPTO trademark search. So if you click here, for example, Harvard, right, it's going to open the same window. Should have used it in a new tab. And you can see, so this one was filed in 1996. And the goods and services here, athletic uniforms, boxer shorts, and stuff like that. So class 25 for apparel, right? So this was listed. This is wrong. Interesting. So this was from 300, but let's open it at 200. So you got 100 more, right? You see Harvard Management Company. You have got Harvard Business School. Let's have a look at Harvard Business School. All sorts of ideas that they tried in terms of branding, right? Ideas at work, manage mentor, Fracti Med, all sorts of different things, right? Harvard Business School, Harvard Medical School, Harvard College, Harvard Law School, right? They kept trademarking pretty much anything and everything they ever used to differentiate themselves. And I'm sure there's a question that you have, because if you followed my videos, and I'm going to talk while I'm doing more searches, is that I always say every successful business files their trademarks early on, usually before they get known, even before they launch. And that is true, especially today. But the difference here is that with Harvard, obviously they started long time ago, when copying somebody's business, somebody's brand was a lot harder, right? And there was no such thing as online education. There was no such thing as online info products. You had to go there to get the value of the education from them. Close to the end of the 20th century, obviously, you started seeing how easy it was becoming for people to copy, to take advantage of the name. And that's when they realized, if we don't get that trademarked, there will be very little value of the brand left. And so what they did is they started filing their trademarks, one after the other, after the other, after the other. And that's what we got, right? We've got all Harvard Travel Center, Harvard Bookstore, right? All of these names, they got trademarked for one very simple reason. They value their brand enough to not have to worry about what they're going to pay for the trademark, the government fees, whichever lawyers they use to get their brand trademarked. The important thing here for them is they understand that they're going to build a family of marks, because really all they are is just a big brand that, and I've talked about this in the first part of this video, and these trademarks, this list is just a good proof of what I said in the first part of the video. So I hope this is useful, both from the perspective of the general idea why they decided to trademark their brand, what decided to trademark really to protect their most valuable asset. And also this shows you how you do a search when you don't necessarily know the name of the owner, right? So what I did is I picked the name that's the most important brand, Harvard University, right? And then I went to TSDR. So let me show you this again, just very, very briefly, so that it sticks. So, all right, so we're gonna go to this link, and it opens this. Again, go to the structure, the easiest one, and then Harvard University. Right, and then here I went to TSDR, and when I got here, I went to current owner information, and that is the name. So you can go back to the search, you could put the name here, and you can use ON. And this is a free form search, right? It's just easier for me this way because I know like ON is an owner name. And if you don't want to use free search, you can always go back here, right? Go to structured, put this one here, use it in quotation marks, and then owner name. And you'll find the exact same trademarks that I found with a free search, free form search. So there you have it. I hope this is useful. If you liked it, post a comment below. Like this video, share this video with your friends, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.